Scene 3. Polonius's chambers. While saying goodbye to his sister Ophelia, Laertes warns her not to trust Hamlet's declaration of love. Polonius enters the room and gives Laertes tedious advice on how to behave in France. After Laertes leaves, Polonius questions his daughter. Agreeing with Laertes, he forbids her to speak to Hamlet. Enter Laertes and Ophelia, his sister.
My necessaries are embarked, farewell, and sister, as the winds give benefit and convey as insistent, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that?
For Hamlet and the trifling of his favor, hold it a fashion and a toy in blood, a violet and the youth of primy nature. For not permanent, sweet, not lasting, the perfume and supplence of a minute, no more.
No more but so.
Think it no more, for nature crescent does not grow alone, enthrows in bulk, but as this temple waxes, the inward service of the mind and soul grows wide withal. Perhaps he loves you now, and now no soil nor canton does besmarch the virtue of his will, but you must fear his greatness weighed, his will is not his own. For he himself is subject to his birth, he may not, as unvalued persons do, crave for himself, for on his choice depends the safety and the health of his whole state, and therefore must his choice be circumscribed unto the voice and unyielding of that body, whereof he is the head. Then if he says he loves you, it fits your wisdom so far to believe it, as he in his particular act and place may give his saying deed, which is no further than the main voice of Denmark goes withal. Then weigh what loss your honor may sustain, if with too credent ears you list his songs, or lose your heart, or your chastity treasure open to his unmastered importunity. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection, out of the shot and danger of desire. The cheeriest maid is prodigal enough, if she unmasks her beauty to the moon. Virtue itself escapes not calumnious strokes. The canker galls the infants of the spring too oft before their buds to be disclosed, and in the morn and liquid dew of youth contagious blasphemous are more imminent. Be wary then, best safety lies in fear. Youth to itself rebels, though none else near.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart. But, good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whiles like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed.
Oh, fear me not. I say too long, but here my father comes. A double blessing is a double grace. Occasion smiles upon a second leave.
Enter Polonius.
Yet there, Laertes, aboard for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There, my blessing with thee. In these few precepts in thy memory, look thou character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned through his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast, and their adopted tribe, grapple them unto thy soul with hoops of steel, but do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new hatched, unfledged courage. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, beareth that thou oppose may be aware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly the habit as they can buy, but not expressed in fancy, not rich, not gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims the man, and they in France of the best rank and station are of the most select and generous chief in that neither be borrower nor lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This above all, to thy own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell, my blessing season this in thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord.
The time invests you. Go, your servants tend.
Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to you.
'Tis in my memory logged, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell.
Laertes exits.
What is that, Ophelia, he hath said to you?
So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Very well bethought. 'Tis told me he hath very oft of late given private time to you, and you yourself have of your audience been most free and bounteous. If it be so, as so 'tis put on me, and that in way of caution, I must tell you, you do not understand yourself so clearly, as it behooves me, my daughter, and your honor. What is between you? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of affection to me.
Affection, you speak like a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe his tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Mary, I will teach you. Think yourself a baby, that you have taken these tenders for true pay, which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, or, not to crack the wind of the poor phrase, running it thus, you'll tender me a fool.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honorable fashion.
Ay, fashion, you may call it. Go to.
And hath given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
Ay, springs to catch woodcocks. I do know, when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, given more light than heat, extinct in both, even in their promise, as it is a making, you must not take for fire. From this time, be something scanter of your maiden presence. Set your entreatments at a higher rate than I command to parley. For Lord Hamlet believes so much in him that he is young, and with a large tether may he walk, then may be given you. In few, Ophelia, do not believe his vows, for they are brokers, not of the Tao which their investments show, but mere importers of unholy suits, breathing like sanctified impious broads, the better to be beguiled. This is for all. I would not, in plain terms, for this time forth, have you so slander any moment leisure, as to give in words, or talk with the Lord Hamlet. I charge you. Come your ways. So.
I shall obey, my lord.
Polonius, metaphorically referring to Ophelia as a besieged castle, tells her not to enter into negotiations for surrender merely because the enemy wants to meet with her. Hamlet's vows are go-betweens that are not like their outward appearance. These solicitors of sinful petitions speak in pious terms in order to deceive. Polonius orders her never to disgrace a moment of her time by speaking to Hamlet. They exit.